The middleweight naked bike behind me costs only £5 grand, so surely it can't be any good. Put some spare boxer shorts down there or something. What a fun, very good value motorbike. Yeah, I'm a little bit limited on time with this one, so I don't have the usual stand-up thing. Instead, I'm in a lay-by, which is a lot noisier than I thought it was going to be, considering we're kind of in the middle of nowhere in the Northamptonshire countryside, or is it Leicestershire? I don't know. But yeah, this is the Voge R625, and yeah, £5 grand. Although there's something a bit naughty with that. This is what MotoGP, the importer, seems to do with yeah, all of their bikes, as far as I can see. They give you a very tempting entry price, so yeah, £499. But yeah, you do have to stick on the road cost, which is 200 quid extra. So technically, it's a 5,200 quid bike. But come on, that is exceptional value. You know, if you keep up to date with my shenanigans, you will have seen that I've also tested the DS65X, which is yeah, uses this same parallel twin, but yeah, in an adventure bike setting. But yeah, this is cheaper, lighter, same engine, so yeah, 64 brake horsepower from this. It's around about 600cc, but 65, I don't know where they get that from, but I guess they just don't want to call it a 600 and have it confused with like a, you know, inline 4 600, which is kind of what we associate with that capacity. Yeah, I mean, I think the Voges normally, yeah, they're cheap, and then they come with this and that and all the rest of it. This is comparatively simple. You've got a quite nice colour TFT for that, which is going to start up in a moment. You've got a couple of riding modes. There's various Bluetooth stuff, which I must admit I haven't, yeah, there's a companion app and I haven't had a chance to use it. I have used it with previous Voges and it's kind of a bit patchy, but yeah, whatever, use it, don't use it, doesn't really matter. Yeah, we've got Kayaba suspension, non-adjustable at the front. Brakes are from Nissan, and we've got twin 295 discs at the front. So yeah, do we like the styling? I'll just keep the show to you with the light on. Yeah, nice little lights. Oh yeah, LED lights actually. Little carbon fibre bits there. The finish on the whole seems really nice actually. If you can see there, you've got quite a nice sort of metallic-y fleck in the tank, which is metal as well. Nice Voge logo on the side. Yes, none of it is particularly flashy, but it's all seems to be put together quite well. I quite like this. Yeah, what they've done with the peeling grab handles there, and yeah, a nice little light signature at the back. I mean, £5 grand. I mean, it's a shame that they haven't done anything more interesting with the colour palette. You can have it in black, or you can have it in, yeah, black. That's your only choice, really. So in terms of competition, I guess it's stuff like the Honda CB500 Hornet, which is, yeah, it's £1 grand more than this. And yeah, as we'll probably discuss, I don't think as fun. Oh, look at these midges. There's these midges everywhere that have just been splattering over everything. I haven't actually looked at this. Have we got any storage in the back? Let's have a little bit of a look. Can't really do this one-handed. Yeah, that little tool roll in there. Oh, it's quite a bit in there. There you go. You can take it on a tour and put some spare boxer shorts down there or something. Whatever you feel like you need on a tour. Am I going to get this back down again easily? So there we go, the Voge R625. I think we should go and ride it. So, very early initial impressions. I've not been on the bike for long at all. What I do is I've got a 100-ish mile, well, 200-mile round trip today. But yeah, what I'll probably do is just do a few minutes of kind of, yeah, initial impressions while I get used to the bike and the controls, and, you know, take things gingerly as it's damp and cold out. Probably got my sat nav shouting at me in the ear, and then I'll reconvene. Yeah, we'll reconvene towards the end of this like first leg of the trip, and then there's a bit of twisty road, I think, in which I can ride in a slightly more spirited manner. Here we go, full. It sounds quite different to how I remember the yeah, the DS625 sounding. Yeah, quite a nice little mid-range grab. That kind of felt a bit flat in the middle. I've got a Tesla up my bum. He doesn't really care about the average speed check here, clearly. Right up my arse. Yeah, ergonomically all seems fine. I've got reasonably tucked. Oh, okay. The thing is, I'm going to get past him in probably about 5 minutes. So I don't know why LB75 over FV you've been so keen there to get past. Just to prove a point, which I'll, prove right back to you in a moment. Right, so controls, what do we got here? That doesn't do anything. Why is that not doing? Enter? Oh, no, hang on, I don't want to do that. Can we not have that? There we go, back to there. Yeah, there's this thing here. Oh, no, that's still just telling me about the Bluetooth. There's a little button there that does, I don't know. Working out as we go. Mode button there, so what are we in now? Oh, there we go, change the display, that's nice. That's a sport mode display. We'll leave it in the normal one. So a bit damp out, so how does that? I still can't quite work out this. What is that there for? Is that for, no? Yeah, all seems comfortable so far. I've got USB port right there. Yeah, roomy at the top. Super light clutch action, super light gear action as well. Actually, it's all feels yeah, very smooth and easy going. Yeah, I should probably talk about this now actually. Yeah, notice that E5 sticker there. It's because they don't recommend running these on E10. In the UK, of course, that means yeah, you're going to have to get super unleaded. That's going to make things potentially quite expensive. This is the same with the DS800 Rally that I rode a few weeks ago, and I think that's the other 625 as well. This is really irritating me. I can't get off this screen. Yeah, initial impressions, comfy. Oh, slight edge of firmness to the ride, but it's all good, it's all comfortable. Yeah, very smooth engine. Yeah, the old one obviously, was a 180-degree crank, so wouldn't have been as fun. I never rode that, admittedly. Yeah, so far so good. Nothing offensive or annoying. Throttle actually feels all right, and which is strange because obviously normally, well, I think every Chinese bike I've ridden, including all the Voge stuff, throttle response just hasn't been quite right. There's been something like a bit of jerkiness, or especially going from sort of yeah, often can be quite binary, but so far so good. Right, that's probably enough of the boring rambling stuff. Let's come back to me in probably a couple of hours when it's hopefully a little bit warmer and we're on some better roads. Yeah, mate. Right, so we have dry roads, we have sport mode. I don't know why sport seems to be yeah, represented by what looks like a dry lake bed. Like they're trying to say, this is what you're doing to the environment by going in sport mode. How dare you? Let's try it in third. I should say actually, as I saw from one of those little speed check sign things, this overreads massively, so no one shout at me for speeding, because I'm probably not. Yeah, it's nice. It just feels like a little bit of a step up over like like an A2 license single, like for example Duke 390 KTM. In fact, it reminds me quite a lot of that, just in the handling, the size of it. I don't know how actually compares ergonomically and all the rest of it, but yeah, in terms of handling, feels, I don't know. Yeah, the weight is listed as 195 kilos. I don't know if that is with fluids or without. I seem to remember Voge always quote stuff without, so it's a bit heavier than you think. It doesn't feel that heavy though. It feels actually quite nice and light and chuckable. Yeah, about what I said about the throttle, still not great. It's around kind of 3 to 4 if you can often back on again. It's just a bit binary. Yeah, there as well in third. Let's try fourth. Yeah, a little bit better in fourth. It's kind of very much rev dependent. It still feels smoother than a lot of the other Voges and other Chinese bikes I've ridden. But yeah, still some room for improvement there. Yeah, it's not like the gruntiest mid-range in this. You do feel like you have to rev it out quite a bit to get the best of it. It sounds alright when you're doing so. Like I say, it's far from the most exciting 270 crank parallel twin out there. But yeah, certainly a step up from I would imagine, not because I haven't ridden it, but yeah, certainly a step up from like the 180 crank twin it had before, which is obviously less powerful as well. Yeah, stuff like those speed bumps, bit It is a bit firm. It does. You do kind of start to feel the limitations of suspension there. You get a little bit of a shock through it. But yeah, generally, ride seems fine. We're back to boring roads now. We'll let's come back again in a bit. Yeah, it's on this sort of nadgery, kind of not very nice, broken up tarmac. You do start to feel some of the limitations of the suspension. I mean, there's only so much damping niceness you're gonna get for $5 grand. Okay, feeling better now. We're on this slightly smoother stuff. You know what? It feels really nice to chuck around. It does feel, yeah, light. I've got enough confidence in the front end. You know, these Pirelli Angel STs, more of a touring tyre really, I think, than a super sporty compound. But yeah, it doesn't feel like the front's too vague. Just bang it round in first. Yeah, the very top end, it does start to sound a little bit strained, a little bit unhappy. I think at kind of 7,000 to 8,000, that seems to be where it sounds best. What a fun little engine. I think it does just make more sense here than it did yeah, in that 625 DS, which was obviously just a little bit heavier. Oh yeah, that's just on and off the throttle there. It's definitely worse in sport mode. I think what is he perfect as? Like a low-cost commuter that just happens to be quite fun for a little... There, let's turn it around here actually. Where does this one go? Loads of good roads around here, but I can't remember what's what. That looks like it's going to end up being nadgery and not very fun. Let's go this way instead. I mean, you compare that to a CB500 Hornet, which, you know, actually, to give that bike credit, that does kind of sound nice when you rev it out. You have to really rev it out though, whereas this kind of has a broader spectrum of nice soundingness, I guess you could call it. You know what? I was on this road earlier in a Panigale V2, and I was worried this would just feel shit by comparison, but it's holding its own. It feels fun. Brakes though, brakes are definitely a bit of a weak spot. When earlier on, just on my road ride in the morning, I had to, my little boring commuter ride, I had to grab a bit of a handful at the front, and there was a moment I thought, oh shit, it's not doing as much as I would like it to. Yeah, just wanted a little bit more power. What a fun little bike. I think it's just a question about the value, isn't it? Like $5 grand, yeah. In isolation, that is exceptional value, I think, for what you're getting. I think the problem is I would probably just look at it and go, would I want to spend, I think it works out about 12 or 1300 quid more, and then you're getting a CB750 Hornet, which is even more fun, even more, like, much more powerful, makes a better noise, it's just a bit more polished. But yeah, I think the problem with this is the other Voges, because you look at like the DS625, always think seems like exceptional value for money. You've got all that stuff with it, you've got centre stand, crash bars, and it's only $1 grand more than this. I know that, oh fuck yeah, that, ooh. Went over a bump, grabbed some brake. I don't know if it's the ABS having a funny 5, but that felt like a bit of a moment. That felt, yeah, that didn't feel brilliant. I think that's the thing, you start to have fun on this bike, you start to push it, and then you do start to kind of feel where its limitations are, which I don't think you would as much with something like a Hornet. And yeah, throttle, just on and off there, like, yeah. And there's occasions when you're kind of going around the corner and then you're just sort of, you're modulating your throttle a bit, and all of a sudden it's just doing that, and it's not what you want when you're leant over. Yeah, on the whole, I think for the money, extremely impressive. I think for a commuter that you can have a bit of fun at the weekend, it will be great. You know, it's the price of a lot of like 400s, and even some 125s are as much as this. So it is really good for value for money. I just think there are other Voges that are even better value for money, and you can't help but have those in mind and think, ooh. But yeah, on the whole, what a fun, very good value motorbike. So I've enjoyed very much. So yeah, I do have videos on the DS adventure version of this, the big 800 rally, which actually was from my favourite of the Voge stuff. I really enjoyed that. I'll link all those in the description and put one on the end screen as well. And yeah, if you want more stuff from me for whatever reason, please do like and subscribe. And yeah, bye.